Welcome to my channel, Sunshine Shoulders. I'm Calvin. Thank y'all so much for stopping by again today. I'm truly grateful. I just want to talk about some things. People never warned me about the Philippines. They never told me about what was waiting for me when I got over here. But remember, I was just one of those guys. I literally got on a plane and came over here. There was no planning, no research, no anything. It's a good thing the Philippines is everything that people say it is. Otherwise, I'd have been in big trouble. So let's just talk about a few things I'm going to warn you about that nobody told me about. First thing is the women. Now, you think you know everything it is to know about Filipino women. You don't. All you know are all the youthful, the beautiful, the cooperative, the traditional, but you don't know that they're difficult. You don't know about the games that they play. You don't know the trouble that a lot of us men get into coming over here, fooling with these young women because nobody warned you about it. They just tell you, oh, how easy it is to meet a woman over here. And she's so much different than the women I'm used to dealing with. There's three things can happen to you that happens to most of us over here when we deal with women. Most of us end up being happy. That's just the truth. But a lot of us end up broke. A lot of us end up with children. And a lot of us end up with trouble. A lot of problems dealing with Filipino women. They're spoiled. They'll get spoiled real quick. It's their way or the highway. Remember, you're in their country. So, guys, just be careful what you wish for. You're such in a hurry to run over here and deal with these women, man. We don't know anything about them. Know as much as you can about women over here before you get involved, because there's a lot of traps, pitfalls over here that no one's ever going to tell you about. You don't even know they're here. You're not even going to know what hits you. But most of us end up happy, okay? But that's just one thing that people never told me about over here. They never warned me about it. They said, man, you know them beautiful young women over there. Yeah, they're difficult at times. They got their own ways. But another thing that people never warned me about, and I've experienced it over and over so much that I'm used to it now, is how hard it is to get around the Philippines. Those long bus rides and long ferry rides. Because most of you, when you get over here to the Philippines, when you fly into someplace, you're not there yet. You're not at your destination. You still got a long way to go. Now, there's a few places, but even when you fly into Cebu, you're not even in Cebu. You're in Mactan. There's no airport in San Carlos City. So you either fly into Bacolod or Cebu, and then you got a hell of a bus ride. At least, if you're coming from Bacolod, you got a bus ride and a ferry ride coming from Cebu. Here's what I'm going to tell you. The Philippines absolutely has some of the most beautiful islands and beaches, just natural beauty, period, on the planet. Because remember, we're still on planet Earth. But it's so damn hard to get to those places. We were in Malapascua. Hell, this is the way we went. We came back different, and I'll tell you. We went from San Carlos City to Cebu, so we had to catch a ferry for an hour and a half to Toledo, Cebu. Then we got lucky. We called a taxi going back for 1,500 pesos. That's another, just say, hour and a half. Then we get to Cebu. Now we got to catch a bus to Dambantayan between 4 to 5 hours. Then catch another ferry, 25-minute ferry from Dambantayan to Malapascua Island. Now, if you have any type of physical disabilities, you're not going to be able to make this trip. Simply because once you get to Dambantayan, to board the ferry, you literally have to walk across a plank to get to the ferry boat. And it's shaky. Okay? That's the worst part of the trip. Otherwise, it's no big deal. It's a smooth ride. But you literally have to walk across that plank. And that's anywhere you go, really. If you try to fly into Boracay, you don't fly into Boracay. You fly into Caticlan or Calibo. Then you got to catch a ferry, and it's tough, man. Nobody ever told you about it. And you thinking it's going to be a cakewalk. It's not. But honestly, that's one of the reasons I like the Philippines. Because when we finally did get to Malapascua, there was very few tourists there. Okay, this is what puts the Philippines at the top of the list as far as I'm concerned. I don't want to come somewhere that's overcrowded with tourists. And they're overcharging you for everything. You're stumbling over each other. That place was damn near deserted. I guess it's because it's slow season, but that's most times of the year. But that's just something that no one ever warned me about. No one ever warned me about the heat over here. As much as we talk about it. It's hot over here, man. And it's dry. And sometimes it's wet. And as much as we talk about it, no one's listening because you got people pushing back. Look at my comment. Oh, I live in Houston. This is nothing. I live in South Florida. I'm used to it. No, you're not. Not over here. Okay, because you can get an air-conditioned car and ride around if you want to. Very few of us got cars over here with aircon. So you got to plan for that heat, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure you plan for that heat throughout the day. You're going to find out, hey, maybe in the morning I get up and walk. Maybe in the afternoon when I'm getting bored, I go to the mall. Walk around the mall, get the free air, maybe do some window shopping, grocery shopping or whatever. Then go back outside during the evening. Sunscreen, good sunscreen. Light clothes, color, and weight. You see me, it's 7:30 a.m. Look at this already. I'm going to stretch and everything. I'll do my routine later today because remember I'm at that crossroads, man. Sugar craving is on me. And, Maryland's going to the market to get some apples. That's helped me. Apples and pineapples and watermelon. Only time I use the bananas is after I work out. But remember, I'm giving up cookies, cakes, Cokes, candy, bread, rice, potatoes, pasta. So I need that fruit, man. And once I get to my 30 days, I can scale back on the fruit and add a few other things. But this first 30 days is pretty tough. But no one warned me about the heat. Something else nobody ever warned me about over here. It's like a slap in the face, really, coming from the West. It's how slow and methodical it is over here. It's just the pace of life in the Philippines. And you'll get used to it, and you'll come to like it. You'll come to enjoy it. But it's very slow. The long lines, the waiting is going to kill you. The way that they do things, that they organize stuff. We were coming from Malapascua. The ferry left at 8. We get there at 7:30, 7:40. We can't sign in. No one can sign in. But at 8 o'clock, now you got a long line. You see what I'm saying? Nothing makes sense over here. It's not supposed to, and it never will, because you're in the Philippines. So just always remember that. But it's going to be slow. You're going to want to pull your hair out, literally, over here. The way they move over here. The way all the red tape, just to do anything. If you want to get married, hell, it was 5 minutes to get our marriage license in America. I think it takes a month to get it over here. Just be prepared for that. I wasn't, because nobody told me. I didn't have 1,000 vloggers on here. And I want to give the vloggers a shout out. We take these vloggers for granted, guys. Y'all lucky to have us. We do a lot of footwork for y'all. We go ahead of y'all and be like, we're like the, back in the pioneer days. Remember the guys that used to go around and do all the scouting and everything before? This is what we are. We're the scouting party. But all we get is hell a lot of time. But yeah, it's slow, it's methodical. Something else no one ever told me about. The Philippines is very strict here. Remember I told you we got there at 7:30, 7:40. We couldn't sign in until 8. You better dot your I's and cross your T's over here. They're very, very strict. Your license better, your IDs better have the same name on them. John ran into that. He had John W. Wells on one and only John Wells on the other. Well, the bank wouldn't take it. Same picture, same everything. They wouldn't take it. He had to go to another bank. No. Matter of fact, he had to go to the post office and get a postal ID so he could have 3 IDs with the same name. And don't talk about these airports, guys. Don't give these people any problems in immigration. These security guards and stuff. Yes, sir. No, sir. Bite the bullet, man, and keep going. Because they'll kick you out of this place in a heartbeat. They're strict, man. When you go to immigration to extend your visa and all that stuff, don't give these people any problems. Yeah, they're strict. Another thing that no one warned me about is they don't speak a lot of English over here. Even though this is the #1 English-speaking country in all of Asia, no one speaks English unless you speak it to them. But if you go to a party, if you're sitting in the ferry, you're going to hear Tagalog, Ilonggo, Bisaya, Cebuano, Chavacano, one of the many languages over here. But it's not going to be English. So just prepare yourself for that. What helps is the signage is all in English. That really helps. And if you need directions, somebody's going to be able to speak English. Something else people never warned me about was the hustlers over here. There's a lot of hustlers over here that want your money. They're going to try to squeeze every peso out of you they possibly can. These are mostly men because the women don't have to ask us. We freely give them our money. But the men over here will hustle you. Okay, now yesterday, there was a woman and a man in cahoots at the ferry port. Remember, we're going from Malapascua to Dan Bantayan. It's normally 200 pesos, but the lady says, oh, it's going to be 250 now. Okay, and everybody's, willing to pay because we just want to get home. Well, one European woman, she pushes back. She said, why is it 250? It was 200 yesterday. Oh, you just saw the lady's face. She had to come up with something. She came up with it real quick. She says, oh, because there's less than 10 people on the ferry. No. End up being about 15 people on the ferry. But they'll get you, man. But here's how to handle that. Grin and bear it. It's only a couple of hundred pesos to you. Don't worry about the principle, man. You're 8,000 miles from home. Okay? Let the universe catch up with them. Let karma catch up with them because it will. But don't get deported over 100, 200, 300 pesos. But yes, there's a lot of hustlers, man. They want to get you. They want to scam you. The tricycle drivers. Oh, how much is it? Whatever you want to pay. And all that, right? So I just want to talk about some things that people never warned me about coming to the Philippines. This is just over 15 years. It's a whole lot of stuff, but the #1 thing is the women. No one ever prepared me for it. Because a lot of guys, when they talk about the women over here, they're talking about Walking Street and one of those places. I'm talking about real women. The real women you're meeting on these dating sites and stuff. They're nothing like what you're used to dealing with. They look like women. And they lure you in because they're so innocent. Man, I've learned so much over here. You cannot take them for face value. And that's what we do. We literally take women for face value, what they look like over here. It's a big trouble. Big trouble. You need to learn as much as you can about the woman that you decide to deal with. Okay, I mean, it's a communication problems. Okay? It's crazy. I mean, we've been together over 5 years. It's still crazy. I can say something. I'm not even trying to be hurtful or something. Oh, she'll be in there crying. Oh, this and that. Right? They're not as easy as we make them out to be. A lot of old men have found themselves in big trouble coming over here dealing with women. A lot of us, well, lots of us, most of us, end up happy. But a lot of us end up broke. A lot of us end up with children at 60, 68, 70, 81 years old. We never bargained for that because you don't know. Women over here are very fertile. You blow on them and they're pregnant. And now here you are, 70 years old with a baby. They're a lot of trouble. You're in that country, man. They can just say anything and you're done. Remember the story of the American that spent 5 years in prison here for a rape accusation. He never touched a woman. The evidence showed he was 10 hours away at the time the lady said the crime took place. And guess what? She filed the charges 6 months later. This was long before the Me Too movement. But there's no due process over here, guys. Be real, real careful. See, no one warned me about that. This is a beautiful country, guys. I promise you. If it wasn't everything that I tell you it is, I wouldn't be here. I'm real funny about stuff. I'm real picky. I'm real choosy. Philippines is all it is. But it's some things, and I'm not complaining. I'm just telling you to prepare for some of this stuff when you get over here. Because it's all fun and games on YouTube. 9 out of 10 videos that you're going to see on the YouTube about the Philippines is about a woman in a relationship. It's much more to this place than that. When you come over here and you figure out what it's going to take for you to get to Malapascua Island, you done flew all those hours from the United States to the Philippines, and you say, well, hell, I still got 5 hours left. But now that I told you, you can prepare for it. A nice book. Some snacks. Okay, guys? So thank y'all so much for stopping by again. If you're in America, it's late. Please help somebody before you let your head hit the pillow. Y'all know that's my theme. I'm in the Philippines, what is it? 7:30, 8 o'clock on a beautiful Saturday morning. We just got back from Malapascua. The Philippines is #1, man, because I'm going to tell you why. There's no tourists. You can literally have a whole island, just you and your woman, or you by yourself. I was telling Marilyn the last day we were there, Thursday, we got up Friday to leave, but Thursday was our last full day there. And we were out in the water, crystal clear water, beautiful white sand beach. And I said, look how far down, there's nobody. As far as you could see, there was no one else on the beach. Either way, that's what makes the Philippines so much better. I don't want to be somewhere I'm stumbling all over people. My buddy W Secrets of Success, he talks about, he said, I could stay there for about 2 days. I need civilization. Okay, civilization is trouble. Okay, but that's another topic for another day. Not a day goes by that we don't help somebody over here. We did the spin wheel last night. The winner hasn't come forward. Usually what happens is if they don't come forward by Saturday night, we'll give the money away. We'll find a well-deserving pedicab driver. Maybe we'll see a family out in the street. We'll give it away. Okay, because if I don't know anything else, I know this one thing for sure. We help other people. We help ourselves. Take care. Stay safe. Stay out of trouble. I'll see you next time. Don't do anything stupid. I'm at that fork in the road, guys. But I'm going to keep on going because I want to be the absolute best that I can. He said, Cal, why you wait till you're 60 to do that? It's never too late to be your best. I want the best because as far as I'm concerned, you only live once. Okay, but once is enough if you do it right.